5 a.m. At least I got to sleep in. I really burned that on the vodka. I fucking hate the Russians. I don't know why they fucking gave me the Russians. It's not even normally my play. Probably has to do with how much I can drink. But at least I got to sleep in a couple of hours. Fucking hangovers are awesome. The worst thing is taking a flight that long. 14 hours. Don't even get any fucking sleep because I got to play babysitter to a strategic briefing ass that is en route to location. Make sure they don't run their fucking mouth on the plane before I do a handoff. I fucking hate this job sometimes. I'm supposed to run detection routes today. I don't even know if I'm going to have time. The pattern's been set. I still got 4 reports to write. That's going to take me about 3 hours. Of course, this is presuming everything goes well in the conference call. I'm anticipating another change. The rules keep changing. I mean, it's not so bad. I've only got 4 or 5 left. I mean, technically it's 7 separate missions, but they kind of run together. Fucking Russians. The worst thing about them is that you have to drink with them for months to make friends before you even get any information out of them. It's not even normally my lane. I'm supposed to have active assets, not debriefing targets. God, I fucking hate them. At least I'm out of the sandbox, though. I'm so tired of Sunni extremists and interrogations. I mean, how long do they expect somebody to sit there even-keeled with no emotion and play off whatever they throw at you just to get some fucking Sharia judge on our side? Haven't we learned in the last 15 years that that's not even going to happen? I mean, who are the asshats that plan this shit? You guys been out of the game that long? It's kind of funny. It actually makes sense that if they appoint a director or an undersecretary and they make the call, that it would actually be them we could blame because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But it's never those guys. It's the ones that did this for a living. Trying to make their mark on society. They want to be the guy that becomes the man without the man being selected with some bullshit political background. 11:30. So much typing. 3 fucking hours. That was the worst 20 minutes of my life having to do a conference call with Langley. I don't even work for those fuckers. But they want updates. I don't care. I told them to send a handler out here. Send somebody I can work with. I work for the DOD, not them. I got too many things going on. I don't care what training I've had. The fact that they're short-handed is irrelevant. I got to run liaison down at Bragg anyway. Supposed to meet with some guys from MSA, one of our Tier 1 groups doing strategic recon, long-range surveillance. They're doing it in Europe. Eastern side. Probably Ukraine makes sense. Could be Belarus. I mean, I don't know. Pretty soon we'll be almost 10 years into this new century. I mean, we've been talking a long time about what's happening with Russia. Be a few years before that comes out. I guess Ukraine is a piece of it. I mean, geographically, they're going to want to take it back. That ought to be interesting. We should be out of Afghanistan by then, I suppose. We can work that deal, but what if we're not? It's going to get ugly. 2 hours driving, I fucking hate it. You have to get these bullshit little compact common cars all beat the fuck up with a man my size in there just to run detection routes. Part of the job to be safe. I mean, at least I got to pick up that dead drop. Supposed to meet some guy. Find out if he knows something. It's probably going to be painful. 1:15. Lunch is over. Falafels. Awesome. Had to be another Middle Eastern guy. I just left that fucking place and all I wanted was a real sandwich and I gotta go back and eat fucking falafels. It shouldn't even be legal for these places here in America to have tomatoes that fucking ripe, almost rotten to serve because that's how they eat the shit over there in the desert. I should totally bust those guys. Get their food handlers cards taken. Fortunately, I can't do that. I mean, how many of these stupid oven clay-baked tortilla sandwich pieces of crap made with lamb do I have to eat? Why can't I get the private sector shit and go to 5-star restaurants? Eat $200 steaks, $2,000 bottles of wine. Not to mention this guy was an asshat. I mean, I used to run screening operations, check guys for value of intel, run sources, see who's going to get debriefed. 15-20 minutes, pain, and get rid of them. 2 fucking hours I had to sit there with this clown. 2 fucking hours. Actually, it was an hour and a half, maybe. But it felt like 2-3 hours. It felt like all day. They don't understand. 3:20. It amazes me how much information and bullshit can come out of a senator's mouth in 12 minutes. 12 minutes I had to sit on the phone with the United States Senator. Again. Want to talk about interrogations. Enhanced bullshit. Still trying to make their fucking reports. They don't know what the hell's going on. I wasn't even one of the guys doing it. Talking to me like they're going to turn me as some sort of asset. Do they even know what the fuck I do for a living? I mean, that shit is hilarious. It's like cops trying to get guys to flip on their buddies, saying they're going to be protected, except for that's almost believable compared to these senators. A whole subcommittee on intelligence, oversight. People don't even know these clowns exist. And once a week, I got to talk to them because I'm the only guy in this area. Well, was in that area now that I'm gone. They expect me to do some sort of debriefing for the next 3 fucking weeks. I'm not even leaving the country. I don't ever want to see that place again, let alone talk about it. And it's kind of funny. I almost wish I was back there because I got to wear this fucking suit tonight. Not an easy transition to make after playing soldier for 6 months. It's 5:15. I'm sitting here waiting at the bar. I guess it's funny I ordered vodka. Maybe something stuck. It's unfortunate. I think it was just out of habit from last night. Normally I would drink bourbon or whiskey. But now I have to stick with vodka in case I'm being watched. Switch the drinks up, that's going to look suspicious. I'm going to have to move too. I'm tired of looking at this mirror. Too many people starting to pay attention. All this just to pretend like I'm waiting for somebody. She just needs to get here and give me my information. It's a fucking thumb drive, lady. It's not that goddamn hard. 5:52. Yeah, live drop. I almost want to take her out back and punch her in the fucking face. She's trying to do shit like it's in the fucking movies. I mean, come on. A fucking thumb drive, really? Whatever's on here better be that important. I don't normally meet people. I'm doing this as a fucking favor. Really, it's an order, but I tried to make it sound like a favor. Made me feel better. They always send these cherry guys right out of the fucking farm to do these drops. Want to start talking laws and regulations, act like they know what the fuck they're doing, like they have experience. And all I can say to them is, why the fuck are we having this conversation in public? You're an idiot. People wonder why shit goes wrong. Really? Reminds me of those generals that say the dumb shit. Watch too much CSI. 7:30. I had to get up and get a break. I can't sit at that table much longer. I'm on the wrong fucking side of town, in a place I don't belong, and I hate having to act that much. But he is the chief operating officer, and that company's pretty important to our economy, I guess. Actually, I don't even care how important it is, because I'm not supposed to talk about that. I just gotta sell him on having a meeting, because I want to give him a presentation. I still haven't decided what the fuck it is I'm going to present them to try to get their companies to work with us, just so we can run more assets. You know, it makes me wonder how many times this actually goes on, because nobody ever talked about this one before. It's 9 o'clock, thank God. I got lucky being able to leave there. A Navy captain called me. He's out there running leave in the Pacific Rim with his family, taking his kid to all these historic sites because he homeschooled him. And I forgot I'm supposed to meet him in 2 days. So now I gotta fly out to fucking Pearl. I fucking hate Hawaii. Just the flight, really. But I don't even get time to play around. I'm gonna be there for 6 fucking hours just to talk to this guy. Because God knows how important it is to learn about Japanese and Chinese naval development. I fucking hate that shit. Nobody ever wants to give me the Army or Marine Corps guy. I always get the Navy. I think they're doing it just to piss me off. 10:30. Finally time to start working. Been dicking around most of the day with this random bullshit. Got a couple of breaks in there. I still got 2 reports to do. Not to mention notes on tonight. Before Pearl, I gotta find time because I can't do anything on the plane. I gotta collect these thoughts and get these reports out. If I end up having to stay in Pearl for a couple of days to keep talking to this guy, I'm never gonna get these reports straight. You know, they make it sound like you're only gonna have one asset, one report every few days. They don't tell you you're gonna run 7, 8 missions at once, 5 or 6 reports a day. I guess it's just too much of this temporary stuff. I gotta run all these intermediate actions on different missions. They just need to give me another AO again, put me on a long-term mission so I can sit and plan and get a break because my fingers are starting to hurt. I mean, shit. 25 fucking pages those reports were. That was the short one. I'm still on double M paragraphs. I'm probably not 2/3 away from finishing. And oh my God. Notes on these Russians. How do they expect us to get anything fucking right with the amount of vodka you gotta drink? I mean, Jesus, give me a redneck of intel value. I'll drink beer all night long. Just turning midnight, getting dressed, ready to go out. I used to love gambling, and now I get to gamble with government money just to draw attention. So people can see me, so that they're not looking at somebody I gotta sit there and surveil. Taxpayers only knew how we spent their fucking money. I mean, I should call somebody and be like, you realize I got 3 briefcases here sitting in a safe with about $750,000 to pay for information? I mean, granted, it's to cover about 30 different operations and a bunch of other people that aren't even here right now. But people wonder why our budget's so high. Where's this money go? We fucking pay people for information. Oh, fuck, I hate this sometimes. At least I get to do somewhat high-stakes gambling. I mean, I'm sitting here on this fucking plane. The flight's pretty short. I gotta run over to Caesars to get a room, show my face in the crap pit so they know that I'm there. And then they expect me in an hour or less to recon the fucking Encore, the Wynn, the MGM, and Mandalay Bay just to see where this fucking guy's at, playing slots. Like, really? MGM's easy. But the Encore and the Wynn? Oh my god. I hope he's wearing red just to give me a challenge. That whole fucking place is red. So I'm wearing this fucking nice ass suit, the second one for the fucking night. And I'm gonna take one of these fucking shuttle buses. That fucking stands out, but that's the point, I guess. That was the advice I was given. Thing is, the dude's probably already here. It's not like he's gonna fucking see me. I should go get one of those 3-foot margaritas. And then play $1,000 slot machines. Fortunately, my limit's $25 slots. 10 grand, but I'd rather do 10 pulls on a $1,000 slot machine drinking a 3-foot margarita with an umbrella and a half-naked stripper wearing a $2,000 suit just to get the fucking selfie. That would be worth getting fired. Wouldn't be worth the investigation. It's 4:30. I'm on my way back to the airport. I gotta catch the flight. 2.5 hours. I knew I wasn't gonna get any sleep. You know, I wish I could have a secure phone nobody could access. I could do voice memos on just for these reports. Probably get stolen. Oh, and I get to tell him that by volunteering me for this, the guy never fucking showed. We couldn't find him. They actually diverted training assets in this town to locate this guy. Guess what? Never got on the fucking plane. Apparently, somebody found out he didn't get on the plane, his dyslexia, and said he got on the plane. So he was never here. I could have all my reports done. It's 8 o'clock. Breakfast is calling. I realized I barely got through appetizers last night at dinner and we never even ordered. I couldn't eat food in Vegas. And now I have to go to the schoolhouse, one of them, just to evaluate an instructor who applied to a program. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I'm starting to wonder if I pissed somebody off and got in trouble. By 3, I should be able to get a couple hours sleep before dinner tonight. And then they're saying I get 36 hours. I guess they know I need to write reports. Huh. Joke's on them, I gotta fly to Hawaii. Maybe they're just trying to be fucking funny, I don't know. See, the thing about this kind of work is, you gotta manage 10 different IDs. At least 5 to start. You gotta work espionage, counterintelligence, strategic debriefing. On any given day, you're riding for 3 or 4 hours. Probably more. Not to mention you have to store and transport all that material safely, covertly, because live and dead drops aren't used as much as people think, just so you can get those reports in the system, so the military and the agencies have access to them. There's probably cool aspects to this job. I really don't remember a lot. Mostly it's hard work. People think, yeah, you get paid to drink. Not when you're trying to remember intelligence value, verify assets, do validation, collect intel. It's kind of fucking difficult. There's a reason why people become alcoholics. We spend tens of millions of dollars every year paying sources for information, which, in case you didn't know it, is illegal. But we do it legally. This is a true game of picking the words. We can't pay for information, but we can pay for their time. We just get to decide how much their time's worth based on the value of the information they give us. So yes, it's a word game and we're paying for information. But saying we pay for the time is actually just as true. Tens of millions. Yet this community isn't as big as people think. I don't know, maybe it's bigger than some people think. Guys that do this kind of work, countries they go to, they can never go again unless they're on a mission. They're not allowed. Worst part about it is some people that had ethnic backgrounds in certain countries actually get sent there. Might even be where they're close to family, even if they can't make contact, or even if they're required to make contact as part of their operation. But then they can never have contact again. It's kind of a wonder more things don't go wrong. The nice jobs are the desk jobs. Working inside of Langley, the Pentagon, DC, especially in Virginia, anywhere. Or in a schoolhouse, even if it's boring. The guys that are operational on the ground all the time, they're lucky if they get to work with the military. At least they got somebody along the same lines to talk to. But the guys that go into other countries, no. I mean, you could get put with a field office in another country, or working for the director's station on an embassy. But even those jobs suck. You know, if you think about law enforcement officers, I don't know if this is still true, but it used to be if you went to Los Angeles, especially worked in the South Side or East Side, survived for a year, you'd probably get a job anywhere in the country as a cop. 20, 25 years ago, that was a fact, just due to gang violence. Probably still true, I don't know. And there's probably other places in the country that are just as true, but there's only a handful of them. Well, some case officers work just like certain Tier 1 assets who get sent into shitty countries where war's breaking out. Just like people that are in Yemen right now that we say aren't there. And if you survive, you might get your choice of work after that. But there's not too many guys that go that deep in. So maybe this was boring and not as exciting to you, but it kind of gives you a breakdown of the thought process that goes through somebody's head and the amount of work that they'll do in a 24-hour period, and it could go on for months or years. Nobody leaves that work healthy. I'm not looking for sympathy or pity. I didn't do as much of that. Some of that was from real stories. Some of it's things I've done. Some of it I made up. Doesn't matter what parts are what. But then you have to throw in things that you don't realize, like hours and hours of research to become an expert on something you don't care about, just so you can sell yourself to an asset in order to gain information. There's not as many cool spy tricks, spy toys, and all that other bullshit people think of. It's mainly a whole lot of fucking talking, a whole lot of storytelling, a whole lot of consumption of things you don't want, just to find out if a guy can be verified, validated. Is the veracity of his information worth it? It's kind of like people say or question the amount of liberties and freedoms that we have given up or perceived to give up. Is it worth the trade-off for the amount of security? The amount of security we'll probably never understand. How do you make that decision? Well, people who work in government and anywhere in the intel agencies, they think about that shit all the time. But they think of it in concepts of the things they've had to give up in their life. Is it worth it?